Hey folks, welcome back to Green Iron TV. So we were busting our butt, get this M38A1 Jeep all finished up and ready for the big show we had coming up here for Oktoberfest. And typically, like what happens, we got rained out. So kind of sucks. It's always a big show. It was always a fun show, but hopefully better luck next year. In the meantime, I didn't waste my time by not being able to go to the show. I actually used the time productively, and from what you can see behind me here, I cleaned out the work area in the shop and reorganized, put a new toolbox in, reorganized all that area, so hopefully it'll be a little bit easier for me here, gathering stuff up as I work on stuff around the garage. So that was a big bonus, but coming up on this episode, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about some things that that are a little misunderstanding or a little bit hard to understand with these military vehicles, and that's going to be the military Bridgeweight placards that are on the front of the vehicles. So that's what's going to be coming up here on Green Iron TV. Hey folks, I want you to be able to go in and check out the cool merchandise that we got here going from Green Iron TV. Anything from our classic icon t-shirt to vehicle shirts with like the 715, the 725. We got one for the M38A1 in there too. So take a moment, click the link down below and go check out the merch store and find a cool shirt for you. Okay, folks, we're going to talk about one of the most misunderstood things with these old military vehicles, and that is the bridge plate. So the bridge plate here on the front of the vehicle is very misunderstood. A lot of people don't know what it's used for, what the symbolization of the numbers mean, what the C on the reverse side is to be used for. Whole lot of confusion. And it is a little bit tricky of a system, but it's also a more simplified type of a system. So to start off with what the bridge plate is this is going to be a weight designator for the vehicle. And so when the vehicle approaches a bridge in any type of military situation, usually beforehand, the military engineers have surveyed the bridge and made the determinations on what amount of weight can cross the bridge. And usually they post a sentry at the bridge who knows what that classification number is. All right, and so as the vehicles approach, this is a quick and easy identifier for that sentry to know whether that vehicle is able to safely cross that bridge. So let's say a bridge is rated to a 10. As you're approaching this vehicle's a 4, so it's lower than the 10. That means this vehicle can safely cross the bridge. But if a vehicle pulls up and was weight class 12, he would be denied crossing the bridge because he would be over the weight classification. So that's the main purpose. It's an easy identifier for the sentries at the bridges to quickly look and know what the vehicle is. Now, in a standard configuration, so right now this M715, this would be a correct configuration for a 715. This is an 04 weight class vehicle, and it's also symbolized on the passenger door. And that is the 4 is the basic class of the vehicle. So that means if this vehicle was loaded out to its full maximum capacity, it would be a weight class 4. So another big misconception with these is a lot of people think, well, that stands for 4 tons. That this vehicle loaded out would equal 4 tons, and that's that is not what it is. Now, there are some similarities between some of the classes and tonnage that get similar, but there's not. The weight class is a large formulated thing that is calculated by somebody in the engineers and so forth like that. And it goes by weight of the vehicle, distribution of load on the axles, number of tires, the length between axles, overall length of the vehicles, all kinds of stuff. And it makes this very large table. And that is so that it judges out the distribution of weight that the vehicle puts on spans of the bridge. So, yes, sometimes it does equal a 4-ton vehicle. Sometimes it doesn't. So, like I said, it is a very complicated system. And people are like, well, if it's so complicated, how are the regular grunts supposed to figure that out? Well, guess what? They're not. The engineers have done it. They've posted the weight allowance for the bridge, and they figured out for all the vehicles. And so we know this is a weight class 4. Now, where it starts to get tricky is when you add a trailer. So if you were to add a trailer to this vehicle, this weight class changes, even though the door still is going to say a 4. All right, so if you're pulling the 3/4 ton trailer that goes with this vehicle, all right, you would pop off the top, and you would change from a 4, all right, to a 5, and you are now going to put this side back on with the C. Get my fingers in there. So these numbers are kind of under pressure. They have a little bit of springiness to them. We'll take it apart here in a minute and show you that. So this would then stand for a weight class 5 combined. That means it's towing a trailer. So it would be the base weight of the vehicle plus the weight of the trailer spread out over the distance of the length. And that's going to get you to a weight class 5. All right, let's take this apart and show you all the bits and pieces behind this. So, as I showed before, so you have this top piece, C for combined, meaning you're pulling a trailer. So this is a combined weight between the vehicles. The backside is blank, meaning it is just the vehicle. And then we have our stacks of numbers. And so they're double-sided to save space. So you have 0, 1 on the back, 2, and 3 on the back, and 4 with 5 on the back, and 6 with 7 on the back, and 8 with 9 on the back. So you have the exact same set for either side. All right, and they are designed to fit in the holder. So you have a peg here at the top, or at the bottom, pegs at the top that the numbers fit behind. And you see these dimples here and the dimple here. So that's designed to kind of push out on the stack of numbers. And it puts kind of a pressure on them. And so that springs them back. And that's what's used to hold on the top. So with them all in there, this top plate, besides having the slots, it has actually got a notch. And it's got a little bit of an indent. And so that notch locks it in against those upper pins. So once you push back, that gets you the room to snap that in and around. And then that pressure pushes out against the numbers where this is bowed, and that puts pressure on this top piece to keep it from popping off. So with that pressure and with the way they're grooved, this plate is locked in, and there's no way to slide that off until you release the pressure. So makes it nice and quick and easy to be able to change out the numbers. And that way, for working in a convoy or anything like that, whoever is driving the vehicle, they have the ability to change out the numbers and make their vehicle correct for whatever situation and weight bearing that they are using. So one of the other things is people always ask is, why are some of these yellow and why are some of these green? Or now even in today's stuff, some of them are painted tan. The yellow started way back in World War II. When these were originally conceived during combat in World War II, and it was usually just a simple disc that was attached to the vehicle with a number stenciled on it. And you'll see a lot of in a World War II pictures of that yellow bridge plate like that. One of the big rumors was that a lot of them were paint can lids, quite commonly seen. After World War II, as the Army became a little more sophisticated and realized the need for it, they developed these interchangeable number plates or bridge disc plates. And so they were, once again, still the yellow. And the yellow ran from the 50s all the way up through until the early mid-70s, when the United States Army started switching over to the subdued camouflage vehicles. Subdued markings gone are the big white markings and stuff that really stands out in favor of camouflage and subdued markings. At that point, they went to subdued green on the bridge plates. And at the time, they issued new bridge plates in the green. Some units that didn't have enough of them would simply take a yellow one and spray it green. And, and of course, that's what also has led now to some of them being tan, because with, quite a bit of the vehicles now being sprayed in tan, these get sprayed over in tan and then remarked. So while the yellows were in use for a very long time, the yellow ones are getting very hard to find. They're still out there and you can find them, but finding a complete one with all the number sets is getting a little bit harder. And finding one that doesn't have a bunch of paint and overspray and stuff like that all over it, it is getting harder. Now, the nice thing is the new modern one that is subdued green that is still issued is absolutely identical to this piece. Everything is exactly the same other than the color. So what does that mean? Well, it's easy to be able to take one of the green ones and take it all apart and spray it with a good yellow paint, let it dry, and then there's a couple companies that make some of the stencil kits. I know Delta Team Decals makes a real nice bridge plate marking kit to be able to retro these back into the yellow ones. Comes with all your numbers and the C. Lets you basically make a yellow bridge plate kit. So that you can display them on the vehicle. One of the other common misconceptions is on the smaller Jeeps, the M38s, the M38A1s, the M151s. All right, those do not use a bridge plate classification. They are all mainly because they are the smallest of the vehicles that the military uses. And therefore, any bridge that's not safe enough for a Jeep to cross isn't safe enough for a platoon to march across. So even though they are classified as a weight class 2 vehicle, there's no need to mark them because they are the lowest weight. So any bridge basically that it's got any kind of structure to it is going to be able to hold up those Jeeps. So now in World War II, with the World War II Jeeps, the Willys MBs and the Ford GPWs, yes, you will see quite a bit of those in pictures with a bridge plate. Just the standard yellow disc with a number 2 painted in it. And once we got out of World War II and into the Cold War stuff, the Army decided that there was no need to mark those Jeeps. So you will see people with M38 A1s and 151s that like to add all the cool accessories and bling to their vehicles, and so they'll stick a bridge plate on them. And technically, it's actually incorrect. The vehicles didn't actually use them. Yes, I'm sure probably in some obscure command somewhere, because that's the thing with military. You never say never. There's going to be a picture somewhere of one with a bridge plate on it somewhere. Yes. Is it that's more the exception than the rule. So as a general rule with the M38 A1s, the 151s, they don't have bridge plate markings. So, but bridge plate markings do carry through for all, up through all the vehicles. So besides like this M715, my M37 has a bridge plate. My M725 ambulance has a bridge plate. And even my Deuce and a Half, the Deuce and a Halves have a bridge plate. And then up through all the rest of the vehicles, your 5-ton trucks, your bridge carriers, your armored cars, your APCs, even your tanks have a bridge plate. Now, usually on bigger things like armored vehicles and stuff like that, you don't have an interchangeable plate. And that is because usually with those vehicles, you don't have the ability to, they're not carrying cargo, they're not really towing anything. So theirs are just simply painted on. And a lot of times, if you look at old pictures, it's just going to be the yellow circle with a set of numbers painted into it. And that is that vehicle's assigned weight class, I should say. That's the big thing where a lot of people get confused is this is a weight class, not the weight of the vehicle. But all in all, it makes quick and easy identification for that bridge security guy to see as the vehicle is approaching, whether it's a 5/4 ton cargo truck like this or a 50-ton tank. If it's, whatever the number is, if it's less than what his classification for the bridge is, they are allowed to pass. Well, folks, that's going to kind of wrap up this episode of Green Iron TV. Hopefully, that gives you a little bit better explanation on these bridge plates, what they do, what they're marked for, what the numbers all mean. We've all seen the people out there, the common one you see is, of course, people stick 69 on it. The other common one I always see is people will stick the year of the vehicle on it, but with just a little bit of research and looking around, it's real easy to figure out which base class your vehicle is. A lot of times it's already on the passenger side door, and makes it easy to mark and get your vehicle looking correct. But we're getting into fall now. It's getting late here. It's getting to be getting close to winter. So We did miss the show. We didn't miss it. Unfortunately, the big Oktoberfest show that we always go to was rained out. We had just a crummy, ugly weekend with a ton of rain and cold and nasty. But we got some other stuff done around the garage, and now that we're getting back to fall, it'll be about time to start buttoning up the vehicles and getting them ready for some winter storage. We will probably still be able to get them out and drive for a little bit longer here. I usually keep them on the road and driving until it starts getting real evident that we're going to start getting some snow. Because basically here in Michigan, once we hit snow on the ground, they come out of the woodwork with salt trucks and hose everything down with salt. And we definitely don't want to get these vehicles out in the salt and let that eat them up. So once the salt trucks finally start to hit the ground out and around here, that's our time to put the vehicles away for the winter. So in the meantime, I want to thank you for watching, following along. Hopefully learned a little bit of information. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to drop it in the comment section below. I love to hear from all you guys. I love to answer the questions for you as best I can. And of course, like always, please, hit the like button. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Lets you follow along for all our good green iron madness. Keeps you in the loop. And the new merch has been dropped, so we've been adding quite a bit into the merch store. So make sure you click that link for the merch down below and follow that in the store. And if you like green iron and you like some of the vehicles, you like the stuff, please, by all means, please give us a little help by purchasing some of the stuff. Because all that money from those vehicles, from those merch purchases, all that's going to do is help keep us moving along, and some of the green iron stuff we got going here helps us work on the restorations and the maintenance and the upkeep on all these vehicles we got. So we appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and you folks have a great day.